Alice is Dead is a Flash game series that takes a dark spin on the Alice in Wonderland stories. The series was known for its unique drawings and weird nature, along with the iconic gameplay from the developers, Lorestrom Games. They're rather simple games, as they were developed for the Flash platform, but carried a lot of charm and character, along with the unfolding story across its 3 games. Without taking our sweet time, let's analyze the games. The gameplay of the games is pretty simple. It follows the pattern of a lot of other puzzle Flash games. Explore the area of Wonderland, pick up items, some items can be combined, and scan the environment for clues on what to do next. The character will also share their thoughts about certain things whenever the player clicks on specific items. The first and second game followed this formula pretty closely, although in the second game, the player can have a conversation with the Mad Hatter and use the computer to learn more about the story. The third game is probably the most various in terms of gameplay. For one, the player is given a cell phone, and with it, they can call numbers they find scattered throughout the game, including the numbers of the Mad Hatter, Mary Ann, and random numbers found in the bathroom of the nightclub. Secondly, the player will have to go back to previous locations in order to pick up VHS tapes to play in the secret lab to beat the game. Hypothetically, the player doesn't have to go back to any of the previous areas in the first 2 games to beat them. Other than that, there's not much to the gameplay of Alice is Dead. They were just small Flash games created in 2009 and 2010. The visuals and stories where the series really shines. The artwork is hand-drawn pictures that are full of detail and are rather dark and depressing, but still have a good amount of color. Not only are they beautiful drawings, but they fit with the vibe of Alice in Wonderland, and the game also includes characters from the source material as well. The drawings really make this game what it is. The world building is pretty much why it stands out among other puzzle Flash games. The game also has this grainy filter to add to the mystery and kind of scary nature of the games. The other big aspect of this game is the story. I'll try my best to explain everything without getting too complicated. It is rather mysterious at times, but here goes. The protagonist wakes up in a mysterious forest where it seems they fell down a hole. The main character remembers nothing about their past and must escape the forest. And one of the first things players see is the corpse of Alice, meaning Alice is dead. There's something left in Alice's pocket that reads, "Kill the rabbit." So it seems Alice was a hitman of some sort. Anyways, the protagonist is going to have to unlock the musical chest, kill the caterpillar, take his key, and then use his magical monocule if they are to unlock the mysterious chest in the small tree. After finding the code with the magic glass, the player finds out that they are the rabbit. After that, the rabbit starts to remember what happened. The rabbit was tasked with killing Alice. Unfortunately, as the memories flood back, the rabbit is knocked out by a Wonderland guard and taken to prison. In his cell, the rabbit is able to have a conversation with the Mad Hatter, and he explains that his cellmate contains the key to their room, and he can use a magic nut to shrink himself and take the key. The sequence is also complemented with voice acting.
I have the card in my head, but you have the memory problems? We're in Wonderland jail.
The rabbit takes the Hatter's advice and goes inside his cellmate to take the key. However, the rabbit is unable to get the key as a monster in the stomach prevents him from taking it. All the while, the Mad Hatter plans his escape by killing the Wonderland guards and getting the hell out of there. The Hatter is now mad at the rabbit, as he left a message on his window, "You put me in a bad mood." The rabbit's cell is unlocked, and you can freely explore the prison. After figuring out some puzzles, the rabbit escapes, but not after triggering an event known as Oyster Cloud, where fish fall from the sky. The rabbit, with his newfound freedom, goes to his old apartment to find out he left a journal behind that explains the whole Hitman fiasco. The rabbit also writes about his slow descent into insanity and amnesia. With this, the rabbit knows about his past, and is now after the Queen for making him kill Alice, who was his friend. It's also revealed the Queen had a scientist named Dr. Burr running odd experiments on cats. This is referring to Project Oyster Cloud, with the objective being to transport things back and forth between worlds. Unfortunately, these experiments led to Burr's daughter becoming the Cheshire Cat that watches the player in the game. After collecting all the VHS tapes, the rabbit gets close enough to the Queen, but unfortunately, the Queen saw the rabbit's return and guns him down. However, in an odd twist of fate, Alice seemingly comes back from the dead and waited in the Queen's limousine to kill him. Alice was indeed not dead. Rather, she faked her death in order to get close enough to the Queen to kill him. Alice needed to let the Queen's guard down in order to achieve her goal. Well, that was certainly a ride, but I think the story really makes sense with the darker version of Alice in Wonderland. Taking the mystical nonsense of the original stories and blending it with the mature tones of assassination, hitmans, and unethical science, it all ties together. Well, some things were cleared up after the Bomb of Truth in the third game. One of the developers, impending Riot, posted a thread on Newgrounds telling people he would answer fan questions. Included in the post were answers to how Alice was alive the entire time, the purpose of the Cheshire Cat, more information about Dr. Burr, and so much more. It doesn't necessarily wrap everything up, but it clears up some confusion to the lore. Speaking about the Alice is Dead lore, there are two Flash games created by Hyptosis, one of the artists, called Hood and Kingdom of Liars, that take place in the same universe as Alice is Dead, although they don't really have anything to do with the story. Just thought I'd mention them, because they share a few locations in the lore. A few Easter eggs can be found throughout the games, such as the Hatter will put a different message on the cell window under certain circumstances, and the player can look up the developer of the games on the computer in Alice is Dead 2. The trilogy is getting remade with Alice is Dead, Hearts and Diamonds, which will release in episodes. As of right now, there's only a demo of the first game on Steam, and the latest update was in June 2022. There's completely new drawings and uncompressed audio, now that the team isn't limited to the Flash platform. Players can also select a track they want to listen to as well, which includes Here Comes the Boogeyman from the first game and a few original tracks. It also seems the team might add some additional features, as the cell phone is accessible in the first game demo, although not much can really be done with it.
Children, have you ever met the bogeyman before? No, of course.
Alice is Dead was able to stand out amongst other Flash puzzle games with its beautiful but dark drawings, immersive atmosphere, and a story that expanded with every entry. The three games are short but sweet pieces of entertainment. One should give a try if they have a couple minutes to kill. It's cool to see the games are getting remade. After all, not many Flash games saw much action after their initial releases. Sure, some Flash games became fully fledged games, but for a series as obscure as Alice is Dead to get love and attention is nice. It really has that charm of Flash games that gave sites like Newgrounds personality, and gave people the chance to express themselves and share their creations around the world. And until next time, kill the rabbit.
Here comes the bogeyman.